Hello friends and family, this is Crisi and I'm going to try to go over Plunderstorm a little bit. I don't want to overwhelm you too much, but I wanted to give a little overview for those that just want to play to get some of the rewards or even just to try it out. So as you can see up in the top left corner, Plunderstorm is available to click. It switches you from the main game character selection to this screen. On this screen you'll be shown the Plunderstorm basics and you can read that on your own. Now you can click, solos, duos, trios and enter in with those, but I'm by myself, so you can click customize character and you can pick either horde or alliance. It doesn't matter. Anything you pick, that's what you can be. You can change it later, change back to it, whatever. Now, like I said, you can play solos, duos, trios. Out of my 8 friends, nobody's on, so I'll be doing the solo. Sometimes you can sit in that waiting area like to get in for a little while, but usually you'll get into this beginning area where you're going to be in with other people running around and you can actually talk to these people. So here we go. Yeah, they always have something silly like that coming in there too. So you first load into the game. You're in the starter area that allows you to run around and try out the different abilities. Now I'm going to come up here and show you how to res a character. Just in case you play with somebody else, this is something I did not know how to do in the beginning until I tried it out here. Now you're going to be sitting here for a little while and it takes a little bit of time and then you res the character. This is not going to happen very often in your game. You're probably both going to get killed if there's 2 or even all 3 of you are going to get killed. You can open chests in here. It doesn't count. Any plunder you get doesn't count. You can pick up abilities. You're not going to keep them. Everything in here is just to try it out, see what it's like. The purple chests are supposed to be better abilities. Blues obviously are a little bit better too. Then there's the green chests. There are other chests which you'll see if I can get into it, but you can try out the abilities here in the beginning, run around. You can also in the beginning, and I did this twice so you can see that you can check out your renown or reputation with the keg legs crew right here, and the circle on the top right on the mini map. And you can see all the different rewards that you can get. There's also a guy that's a little bit ahead over here that you can talk to, and you can check your standing there, or you can check like what you have as rewards. So like if there's a appearance, or if you want to check out a pet or change your title, this is the guy you have to talk to once you get in here. Sometimes you're very limited on time. You get in, the countdown starts. Other times you can be in here for a couple minutes. So at 30 seconds, you get a countdown. At 1 second, you're going to be launched by a cannon into the actual area that's all PvP. Now, this means everybody against everybody, right? So it's not just, people they're not supposed to be able to team up against you. Now, right here, I'm looking around because you're coming in for a crash landing. You have very little control over this. You have some, but not a ton. And I'm looking around trying to figure out an area that doesn't have a lot of people in it because I like to get my quest done. At the top, you're given a daily reward amount based off of if it's your first time, second time, whatever. The first time you do it in the day, you're getting 800. Anytime after that, it's 250. Now, the quest is on the right side, and it'll tell you what you're doing. There's different objectives. That is what gives you your captain's daily. So you're actually going to get the 800 plus 250 at this point because it gives you that 250 no matter what. The 800 is a bonus, and you only get it the first time every day. Right now, they're doing double reputation. It'd be great if they increase it, but don't hold your breath on that, okay? Because it's impossible to know what they're going to do with this. Yes, I almost died there. You don't want to try and land with a whole bunch of people or mobs around. And I did see somebody. That's why I landed over here. There's somebody over to the right. And the mobs, if you land on one, it'll give you an ability. Now, these abilities, they do all kinds of different things. You just have to read them, learn them. That's why you want in the beginning maybe try out some of the abilities. I pick them up sometimes and go, oh nope, don't want it, and you can switch it out if you don't like it. I think you can shift click and drag it off if you have somebody else playing with you, stuff like that. Now the golden chests are the ones that are going to give you plunder. The magical chests give you abilities. There is another chest that gives you the items, so you'll see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in your slots, and then you have 2 on the left. So you have your 2 main abilities, like an auto attack, but you have to click it, and then a heal. And then you pick up and fill in the other ones. You're automatically given the barrel to begin with. I don't remember if I use it in this one or not. We'll see. But the abilities that I like picking up are different than what other people like to pick up. It all depends on how you like to play. So each mob has a chance of dropping something. You're going to be picking them up from chests. There's also plunder coming off these guys. To level, you're going to be killing the guys, picking up plunder. The plunder chests give you experience, and I don't know if kills give you experience. I don't really kill people that much, like PvP stuff. I try to avoid that as much as possible. Now, there are regular mobs in here and elites. That one was an elite. They hit harder. They're harder to kill. I didn't pay attention. They might give you more experience. I don't know. Literally, the best options in here are dependent upon what you want to do. I like to get in there, do my daily, and sometimes I run into the storm and just die. Other times, I actually go around and try and get as much plunder as possible, because the double right now, it kind of makes it worth it, because sometimes you get in here and you get killed right away. I promise I don't kill anybody right away. So, what was this chest? Magical chest. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So, abilities, right? So, these abilities come out. That was a white one. You'll see if I keep going with this, that I get another one. It's green. It levels it up. So, you can get multiple of the abilities as they level up. You want an epic version to add the highest level. You can get defensive and offensive abilities. There are so many things you can do in here. It's very interesting how many things are put into this. The golden chests are my favorite, obviously. That one was the little guy one. There's big ones sometimes. But see, now this person running by me, which I'm very proud of them, because they could have easily killed me because I was not paying attention. And I try my best to let people get as much as they can before they end up dying from somebody else, because I'm not the one that's going to kill them, honestly. I've seriously only killed like 2 people because I don't like it, and it was in defense. I just happened to defend myself. I don't know how, because I'm really not very good at this. But I'm good at going out and collecting the plunder. That's my specialty. I like gold. So this is basically the same like throughout this thing. But see right here, there was a level up. It had a green arrow up. You'll see like another one that has a green arrow up. You'll pick it up and it'll level up to a blue, and then eventually a purple. You can get some that are maxed out already. And even if it's the same ability, it'll just swap it. So feel free to pick up whatever you want and try it out. And as long as there's nobody around you, you can pick it up, look at it, maybe even test it out, and then switch it back if you don't like it. And you can see there's people over here killing each other. And we just saw a little bit of it, like a whole bunch of abilities. That was probably somebody who died. You can pick up the other people's plunder if you kill them. Trying to think of what else you need to know, because really, that was the basics of getting in here. Land, start trying to do your quests as much as possible. Be on the lookout for other people. You can see that it says how many players are left. I think in this one I actually make it to 4th place. Now, there is a storm in this, and I keep talking about like I could kill myself in the storm, but it's like enclosing in. So eventually you're going to end up in the middle, and I'll show you this in a little bit, in the middle with whoever's left over, and somebody has to win at this point. I mean, I would personally love for all of us just to stand in the middle and die at the same time. But I guess people just get to the point where they're like, oh, I can win, so they have to do it. And I don't really know of anybody else who would stand in the middle. That'd be really hard to get that together. But if anybody would want to do that, I would do it with you. So anyway, at this point, you had 60 people in here or whatever, so they're clearing out all the mobs. I'm just trying to find as much plunder and level up as much as possible if I want to stay. Now, I actually just did this whole process to record it. I'm done by now, because my motto is get in, get my stuff done, die, and go into the next one as fast as possible. It's a lot faster to level up for me that way. Other people enjoy it. They will last longer, and that's fine. But whatever works for you, you can do. The problem is if you can see that some of this plunder is like 4 or 3 or 7 or 11 or whatever, it's not very much. So once you get past that initial quest, it's not a lot. So it's up to you whether you want to continue. It's kind of fun. I like the activities in it, and killing and picking up plunder and stuff. But if I want to level up and do that reputation faster, I'm probably just going to jump in the storm. And you can drown yourself too. I've done that too, because I couldn't get to the storm. So now I've been talking kind of fast because this game riles me up big time. I can't explain why. It makes me nervous, and I get all jumpy and edgy, and I'm like, I know adrenaline's part of it or whatever, but I don't particularly like the PvP aspect of this. That's just me. It's about 15 minutes long, and I wasn't going to torture you through the whole thing, but I really want you to see some of the stuff in here, and especially if you want to try to make it to the end. As you can see, there's not much out here right now. And for some reason, even though he says that, I never hear it correctly, so I have to repeat it in a funny way. But there's no plunder, there's no mobs, because there's so many people, it's all cleared out, right? So if you haven't leveled up pretty fast at this point, you're probably not going to get very high. Now the max level is 10. This one, I think the people that won were 9, and you'll see that in the end. But if you can get as close to 10 as possible, you have a chance, obviously, of winning. There, you can see the storms coming down the edge. People are fighting. I am just trying to find ways of getting plunder. And there's some right here. So there's little bits here and there still. Actually, they disappeared too. So if I didn't get that one, that's because it disappeared. And I didn't get to show you this, but the mobs at the edge of the storm will get blown away with the storm. It's actually pretty cool. And you can see all those little abilities out there. They're even left behind. Or if you see them all grouped together, it's because somebody died. I can hear fighting, so I'm obviously trying to be cautious, but I know I'm not going to make it to the end. Oh my gosh. That's one of my favorite abilities, but I can never use it as accurately as other people, and I wasn't planning on keeping it, so I didn't level it up all the way. And this is another one that's pretty good because you can get away, but when the storm encloses to really small, it's not going to help you much. So... and like I said, you can just look around and see the people fighting. I would love to speed this up, but like I said, I have to torture you with me here. So here, at least I get to level this one up a little bit. Find some mobs. Oh, and you know, the UI on this, I can't change it because I don't have any add-ons. But there are add-ons that you can get supposedly to be able to play with this. And in the beginning said I wasn't going to do it, so I didn't even look into it. And then I would do it every day with a friend or just by myself every day, so I get that bonus before they increased it. And like yesterday, someone was like, there's add-ons. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think to look because it's a limited edition, limited time run. And so I didn't think people would do add-ons. But apparently there are some add-ons that can change the UI. I'm almost done. It was like 35 or whatever when we came in. So these are groups. I think we saw earlier somebody was fighting down here, and yes, I've come around in a big circle. This is probably where people died. Okay, and if you can see on the mini-map, there's a line, a dotted line. That's what the storm comes up to. So it says like the storm is converging, and it's going to come up to that line. So as long as when you first get hit with a storm, it's not going to kill you right away. In fact, it will just do some damage. You can get out if you're fast enough and if you're close enough to the edge. Barrel will be a good time to use that if you need to. Oh, and there's somebody else. You can't tell at this point, but there are people that are just tracking down other people at this point. So they've leveled up to 9 or whatever, 8 or 9, and they're just tracking down people to kill. And they don't, because a lot of the other people are going to be lower. I misclick all the time on this thing, so. And I'm really bad. I don't use my abilities very often because I want them to defend myself. But I think your best bet is to use them whenever you can. I don't think I make it past 7. On honestly, there's not much out here. And if you wanted to, just double check all your abilities when you're doing this. You can, and if you can find an area that you're not like around a bunch of people, you can test out some of them. I have my favorites. I don't actually have my favorites on me right now. I have 2 of them, but they're the axe is good, but you have to stand still, so it's a little bit harder for me. You're gonna be moving a lot in these fights when they kill you, or attack you at least. I mean, some of you might be really good and they'll never kill you. I don't know. I'm not very good at this for some reason. Some people hide in these buildings until the very end. I actually did that in one because they said that was a strategy. And I went to hide in some random building until the storm got to me, and I thought the storm was going to kill me, and I ended up being like 3rd place. But this is, and I'll show you here in a minute, this is not the first time it's happened to me. The 2 people work together and kill everybody else. And at the very end, they've decided who wins. And I don't think that's very fair, but that's my personal opinion. I would probably never join somebody in doing that because it's not fair, in my opinion. I'm sure it's a strategy for some people. I don't even know how they get in together. It could just be they picked each other in the starting area because you can talk to everybody, but I really don't know. I think I see at this point, is it here? There's somewhere, there's going to be a bush that's moving, and that is one of the abilities. Maybe I already saw it. I don't. Oh, there it is right there. Bush is moving on the left. We'll see him in a minute. Him or her. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's 2 higher levels that are not attacking each other right now. They are running around looking for me and the other person. I probably should have just tried to turn around and defend myself, but I'm anti-PV. I mean, they're 2 levels ahead of me. There's no way I'm going to get them. I went into the storm so they can't. My plunder. I'm mean like that. I really am. I don't want to be killed. That's just me. I don't want to be killed. It's fine. They're not going to get much plunder from me anyway, even though it says like I had 1,500 or whatever. They're going to get like 100. So it really shouldn't. But the person who's like the winner gets, I guess, a lot. I don't know. I've never won. But see, now I'm spectating. Now I cannot not get into this. That always pushes me to spectating. Normally I don't do this because I can't stand it. But I wanted you to be able to see what it looks like with spectating. Now these 2 could be killing each other, the 2 higher levels, and they're not. They're running around trying to find the other person. I just think this is not fair. As soon as they started moving with the bush, that person probably knew it was them. It's unfortunate. Yep, there they. So the one guy killed both of them, which wouldn't have happened if the other person wasn't helping them. Okay, so this is the inn in Valdrakken. There's a guy in the back you can go talk to, and you can see your renown and look through that. Also, if you don't want to get into the Plunderstorm, to check that out. I just wanted to show you that at the end because I couldn't figure it out for the life of me, but you can see it inside of the actual game. And you can see the rewards that you're going to be getting and stuff like that. There was a trader's tender, and I obviously hadn't looked at this for a while because it's still doing that. But there's trader's tenders twice. There's a couple pets and a couple mounts. And right behind this guy, I don't know if you can see, it says Polly Roger. That's the highest level mount. So there's a mount at 10 right there, the silver tide salon or whatever. And then at, I think it's 20. I think we're going to come up to it here. I'm trying to show you a little bit. So there's a Royal Sea Feather, and they both go into the Dragonflight game. They are not dragon riding though. They're just, one's water, one's regular flying. A couple pets, and then at 39 you can get Polly Roger, which is the one that's behind him, and I'll show you here in a minute, a little bit close up. You can go in and check it too, by the way. It's in the back of the inn. You can just go up and check it out. It takes you a while to get there. So, and that's about it in a nutshell. If I forgot anything, leave it in the comments because people like to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the game, but not in Plunderstorm.